Hey there guys, Zach again with Feathers, Fur, and Flies. Just coming to you today. I went out fishing on my lunch break and I'm out here on the river and it's really hot out, so I figured I'd take a moment to do a little bit of a crash course at actually what lives inside of the river that I'm fishing on here. And this is going to be a generic one. Nothing with specific species or anything like that, but I think it will really help some of you guys who are looking at what in the world is underwater. So I'm going to flip the camera around here, we'll grab a rock and we'll see what's underneath it. Alright, here we go. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, so set this down and see if we can. You can see that big guy moving around right there. That right there is a stonefly nymph. Stonefly nymphs are going to be a lot bigger. They're going to be very flat. Let's see if I can't get them on my hand here. Very big, very flat, and they're actually quite powerful hunters. So I can't get that to focus a little bit better. You can see that he has a shell back on there. Hold this thing still so you can actually see him. And quite drab in color. So we'll let him go. Let's see what else was on this rock here. I don't know if you can see the little squirmy guy there, but that is a caddis nymph. Very small, but extremely deadly when fishing. Let's pick another rock here and see if we can't find anything else. It's really cool. That stonefly nymph looked awesome. Let's see, what do we got in there? Oh, there's another one. So apparently I need to take a couple of photos of these guys and figure out, oh, there's two of them there. What in the world they need to be tying now? That is another stonefly nymph right there. That's crawling around. Much smaller one. So apparently I need to start fishing some stoneflies. Let's see if we can get one more here. I can't find a mayfly nymph for you. There we go. So that little guy right there is a mayfly nymph. They come in all shapes and sizes. We'll get another stonefly nymph over there. All shapes and sizes. This guy happens to be pretty tiny, which makes me think he might be a Baetis nymph, which would be genus of the blue-wing olive. So this is just kind of a short little look. You can see that there's another caddis wiggling around. Most caddis come in tan and brown colors. I'll grab one more. Okay, there's another mayfly nymph there scurrying around. Let's see. Got another little one down there. Flipped over a couple more rocks. I don't know if you can see that one very well right there, but that is another species of mayfly nymph, much bigger this time. See if I can't pick him up. Oh, come on. There we go. So that is a much larger species of mayfly nymph here. I'm not sure what genus it is, but you can tell by the much longer tail, the longer legs, and oh geez, come on, there we go. There's a good shot of it. You don't even have to know what species it is. A lot of the time you can just flip over rocks in your local trout stream. Just take some photos like I am with my phone here, and then bring them home and tie something that looks kind of like it. I think you'll be surprised at how accurate you can make it as you're tying along. So, hey guys, so I got off the stream and I started talking about some of the nymphs that we had seen and what would match up in my box, and I realized I didn't record. So we're here in my home. We're going to look through my fly boxes. I've got two of them. I've got my steelhead box here, and I've got my regular nymph box. But one of the things that I found in my steelhead box was this stonefly nymph. It's a tan color, but you can see that it's got the two biots on the back side here that represent coming off. It's got the shell back that we looked at, and then it's got the legs coming off the side. And this little fly is a great representation of the stonefly. Now it's a little bit different color. You can change it up as you go through different streams, but it's a little bit bigger too. But that's not always a bad thing when you're fishing through. So this is a great little representation of the stonefly nymph. I've got a couple of different mayfly nymphs that I can show you. Now here's another one, right around the same size. It's got a gold rib on it. It's just a little hare's ear nymph with some long pheasant tails off the back. We've got the legs sticking out off the sides and a shell or a wing case on the back here. That's a great representation of a mayfly around that size. And then we've also got that Isonychia representation that we tied up in one of our videos. This is a great representation. You can see the legs are a little frazzled, the body's a little pulled out. It's because I've been catching fish on this sucker. But this would be a good representation of that mayfly that we found too. It's right around the same color. Even though the white stripes on the back, that's okay. It's right around a similar color as what we found. So you're not necessarily having to represent something super specific unless you live in some place like Montana or Idaho, Colorado, or one of the streams by you where you have like super specific keyed in trout that are looking for only one type of insect or one specific species or size. That's when you need to get really specific with your tying. But for all over general purposes, flies like these that imitate an impression of what is beneath in your stream, that's what you're looking for. I've also got some very tiny ones here. These are size 16s. I tie these all the way down to size 20. Just little tiny hare's ear nymphs. They represent those little tiny mayfly nymphs that we found right under those rocks. Ooh, I think my bacon's done. So hang on one second. Okay, I'm back. Oh, it looks delicious. Anyway, so back to what we were talking about. So these little nymphs here, tie them in size 16s, 18s, and 20s. They'll represent those really small mayflies that are out there. And these ones are really good for tying as droppers above or below your weighted nymphs. They get them down quick, or you can fish them with a split shot. And then I've also got a couple representations of caddis nymphs. One of them happens to be the fly that we tied, the tan caddis nymph slash emerger. In the first video, right there. And then we've got this green variety. Again, size 14, 16 hooks. You can tie them all the way down into size 20s if you want, because they're really small. And then you can also tie them in an unweighted version. Just like that. They still work immensely well. I still love fishing them unweighted. You can use unweighted ones, especially in slack water. So that's a great thing to do. But hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight into how you can get out on your local stream, find out exactly where or what's down there, where you're fishing, and then you'll be able to take that knowledge back to your tying bench and figure out, what do I need to tie, or what do I need to represent in general as far as how to catch a fish on your stream. If you have young kids like I do, I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. One of our favorite activities is getting out at the stream behind my house. There's no trout in there, but there's still bugs. So we get over there and we flip over a couple rocks together and we look at what's underneath. They love that. But if you're doing that on your local trout stream with your young kids, it's a great way to get them outside, get them outdoors, but also it's gaining knowledge for you. It can be more of a game for them. So, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or comments or things that you would like to see on the channel here, please let me know in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for improvement, I'd love to hear those as well. But the most important thing, get out, get fishing, get tying. Thanks for watching, guys, and tight lines. Bye. Okay, I'm going to have more of that bacon.